Allah to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and peace and blessings unto the elect. All right, so I want to do this video on this video that I've seen earlier today. It says it's all going to hit in August. Be warned, be ready. And from this video, it looks like August, or it looks like July is going to be the last month of normalcy over here in America, right? Which is beautiful. Which brings me to this precept, the starting precept. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, and I'm starting at verse 5. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. The end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come." That's right. Which evil means bad times. And so bad times is approaching America, right? Bad times is knocking on the doorsteps of America, which this is beautiful. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, and verse 1. It says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come." That's right. When you go into the word for perilous, is the Greek word chalepos, which means hard to do, to take. It says hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous. See that? So savage, harsh, fierce, right? Difficult. So that's the times that we're approaching, right? And because, for June and July, a lot of things has happened. A lot of things has happened in June and July, but it was on the more quiet side. Hey, but things are definitely ramping up in these last days, right? Matter of fact, just 10 minutes ago, it popped up on my phone. Food and supply shortages are imminent due to war and weather. See that? Which, yesterday Russia just pulled out of that grain pact that they had with Ukraine, and that can drive up gas prices and also food prices as well, right? And then hopping on Twitter, I see the elder brother touched up on it briefly today in his sunrise. But not only is the World Economic Forum talking about implanting that CBDC under your skin, but it says central banks are planning to introduce CBDCs in the form of microchips implanted under your skin, according to German economists. You see that? Well, Shalak, you're not economists, economists rather. You see that? Hey, man, we are definitely at the doors, right? Yahweh Shai is definitely about to make his return, right? That's exactly why we have to know what the will of Ha Adawan is, according to Ephesians, the 5th chapter, and I'm sorry, verse 15. Shalakia. Thought I spelled it right. Yep. Ephesians 5 and verse 15. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. That's right, because a wise man, he would discern both time and judgment, right? A wise man, he would know what time it is, which clearly we're about to approach Jacob's trouble, right? Man, watch out. That's down worldwide. And my internet was tripping. Which the internet that I have, everybody on Twitter was complaining about it. Waco, Texas, they were just out of power the other day, right? We have more judgments increasing in the earth, and so all these things are in direct correlation to the downfall of America and us being delivered. Because this is what it's all about. It's all about us being undelivered. Right, that's why we go out there and labor. All right, we don't go out there for our health. We go out there because we're essentially petitioning to the Heavenly Father. We're begging the Heavenly Father to save us out of this goddamn hellhole. Plain and simple, right? So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 18th chapter. And verse 7. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 7. It says, So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemies. Verse 8, for wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us, whom thou hast called. You see that? So, and when the Heavenly Father is punishing our adversaries at the same time, he's glorifying us, whom thou hast called. Right? So the punishing of our enemies, which is mainly Esau, Edom, it goes in correlation with saving us. It goes hand in hand. I'm going to read verse 7 again. It says, so of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemy. So it goes hand in hand, right? The enemy being taken out, the enemy being destroyed, that goes hand in hand with us receiving salvation. Verse 8 again, it says, for wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us, whom thou hadst called us. Right, which that goes back to ancient Egypt. Did not the Lord do that for us? Right? And when the Heavenly Father was destroying the ancient Egyptians, at the same time, he did glorify us. So now let me go and get it in the GNT. Was on Solomon 18, right? Which you know it is going into ancient Egypt. See that light shines on the Israelites. So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 18 and verse 7. Yep. It says here, matter of fact, I'm starting verse 6. It says, but our ancestors had been told in advance of what would happen that night, so that they would be cheered and encouraged by confident trust in your promises to them. That's right, which we have that today, right? We have that confident trust in the promises that the Heavenly Father promised for us. And what's that? To destroy the adversary, right? And to raise up indignation and to make the time short. Pursuant to Sirach 36, it says, your people knew that you would rescue the righteous nation and destroy their enemies. With the same act, you punish our enemies and did us the glorious honor of calling us to yourself. That's right, because after that, the Heavenly Father fulfilled his promise by being a power unto us, and us being a people to him. So the destruction of our enemies and the salvation of our nation, that goes hand in hand. All right, so back to Ephesians 5 and verse 15, it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of how to want is. See that? So don't be unwise, because you do have men that are walking unwise, which is going to fulfill the prophecy of Matthew 25 with the virgins. Right, 10 virgins, 5 were foolish and 5 were wise. And you have a lot of men walking foolish in these last days. Right? Verse 18, it says, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. That's why be filled with the Spirit. How you feel with the Spirit, verse 19 is going to expound. Speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the one. What's that? Doing his work. And because this doctrine, right, doing the work of the Lord is likened into a song. It's likened to singing. Revelation, the 14th chapter, tells you about that. So now let me go ahead and play this, and then I'm going to be skipping around.
You know Wix. Do you really? First up, we've got Shake.
Hope you had a good June, and I hope you are enjoying July. Things seem to be relatively quiet in the global front. But unfortunately, August is going to be different, friends. August is going to get pretty rough, it looks like. We're going to begin August with a massive UPS strike. Now, I know a lot of you are out there saying the strike won't happen because the United States government will put a kibosh on that like they did the train strike. However, you have to realize that the train strike and the union there was obligated by laws that already existed to be settled by the U.S. government. UPS workers, nope. They're just regular strikers. They're regular union members that can strike if they choose to do so. the U.S. government doesn't have a legal right to interfere in that strike. And it looks like the higher-ups at the UPS
Slacky, y'all.
are dead set on the strike. I've heard from a number of UPS workers on the ground, and they're saying basically that they feel like this is going to go through. They're going to go into strike mode. Now, last time they went on strike, it was about a 10-day strike, and some estimates out there are saying that it will cost $7 billion to the U.S. economy of lost revenue, lost productivity. $7 billion. UPS has 340,000 workers. That's the largest union, single employer union to go on strike ever. So this would be a massive strike just from the fact that there's a lot of workers. But when we start realizing how much gets delivered by UPS packages, medicines, pharmacies use UPS to move packages between pharmacies. A lot of companies use UPS to do their back end. So companies that need to move things from one place to the next, they could buy a whole bunch of delivery trucks and move their product themselves, or they just use UPS. They sign deals so they get much lower freight rates because they give a lot more volume. And so we see FedEx and we see UPS have gotten so much bigger, not just because everyone's buying everything off Amazon and e-commerce services, but also because companies more and more are like, we make shoes. We don't know how to do deliveries. Why don't we just take the delivery portion of our business and outsource it to... The value of the dollar is going to drop dramatically. We're not going to be able to buy as much cheap Chinese crap. It's going to suddenly become expensive Chinese crap. And when you go into the Dollar Tree and it's not $1.25 anymore, it's $2.50 or $3 for the same stuff, you tell me if that's going to hurt. You tell me if double the price at Walmart for everything, is that going to hurt? And if you think your salary or your wages are going to go up by that much, yeah, that's not how that works. Friends, we're coming for a world of hurt, and August looks like it's circled on the calendar, and for good reason. Bad things look like they're coming our way. All right, folks, hopefully you're buttoning down, enjoying the last little bits of this respite between the cough and what's about to come. But I pray that you are using this time to get stocked up, to get more prepared, because hard times are coming, folks. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Steve.
Hey, yeah, man. Esau, he shook, but we're not shook. Hey, man, beautiful. All right, beautiful. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that we're about to be delivered up out of here. So this is 2nd Ezra 7, verse 43. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. That's right, man. This place is going out with doom and gloom. And the beginning of the immortality for to come. What's that? Our kingdom, right? The beginning of the immortality for to come, where incorruption is past. That's right, where America is going to be destroyed, right? Death is going to be gone, right? And it's just going to be complete righteousness on the earth, right? These things must happen to move forward, because we're moving on. All right, we are moving on. Okay, so these are the things that's happening on the earth, right? And don't be scared, because only the sinners in Zion are afraid. All right, so I'm gonna salute out Yahweh Tazah. You brothers and sisters were edified. Hey, stay strong. Ahabatham. Moaf Lababa. Shalom.